Welcome to the Gen X Journey podcast. Dive into all things important to Gen Xers, from advice on aging parents, expert interviews, product reviews, and heartfelt conversations. So put down the joystick, grab your Walkman, dust off your old yearbooks, and welcome to the Gen X Journey.
Everybody, welcome back to the Gen X Journey podcast. This is Steve, and today we are back with episode 2 of the journey through 1989. We just covered sports of 1989, and Noel's
great job, Steve.
Yeah, thank you. Noel's going to take us through TV and movies of 1989. So, Noel, walk us through the year.
All right. So, 1989 it was a pretty good year for movies and TV, and so what I'm going to do is kind of walk us through. There were a lot of good movies and TV that came out throughout the year. And so what I'm going to do is just kind of walk us through like 1989. So just sort of picture like you're wearing your acid wash jeans and you're blasting your mixtapes and renting VHS tapes at Blockbuster on the weekends and
Ray-Bans.
Wearing, would you say Ray-Bans?
Fake Ray-Bans.
Okay. Yes.
Fake ones, that's for sure.
Yes.
Fey bands.
Ray-Bans.
That's right. I don't even know if that's a word.
The Berlin Wall is coming down. The Nintendos are in every living room playing Duck Hunt and Super Mario Brothers. And we're basically, just sort of going to take a rewind through the year and see what we were watching throughout the year. So starting in the winter and spring of 1989 on TV, if you turn on the TV, you'd find the show The Wonder Years.
Oh, such a great show.
Isn't it? It was a great show. And another really huge family life show that was on in 1989 was Roseanne.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So it's sort of two different shows that are reflecting family life, but in two very, very
Completely
different ways.
Yeah.
I thought I used to love to watch Wonder Years and sort of the, he's just basically, if you haven't watched, he's just kind of storytelling about his time as a kid back in the Wonder Years when he was growing up and everything, kind of reliving memories and stuff. But such a great show. And then Roseanne, of course, was on for many years and tried to make a comeback recently and had a couple of personnel issues, we'll say. And,
good way to put it.
Sidestepping that issue entirely.
Yeah.
But I actually don't think it's even called Roseanne anymore. It's called
the Connors.
The Connors. That's right.
Wow.
So, and it's about them, all grown up now with their own families and stuff like that. But anyway, so that was on TV, and then on the movie screen, this one was a huge movie. It was dominating the early 1989 Oscars buzz. Everybody was talking about this movie. It technically came out in late December 1988, but it was the movie Rain Man.
Oh, such a great movie.
What a classic, yeah.
Unbelievable movie. So, I mean, just
sucks, yeah.
Yeah. a lot of good one-liners out of that movie for sure. Man. I mean, it's like it was Rain Man was Dustin Hoffman, Tom Cruise, and Dustin Hoffman was autistic, and just that whole family dynamic and everything, and those two taking a trip together, kind of rekindling their relationship and stuff, and just overcoming the difficulties of having autism and stuff like that. It was such a great show.
It really is.
A really heartfelt movie, and I don't remember if they won Oscars. I'm sure they did, but such a great movie. But that was all the rage back in the winter and spring of 1989 was Rain Man on the big movie screen. So a lot of heartfelt family dramas and blockbuster anticipation leading up to the Oscars in 89 for Rain Man. But
so research department just handed me this. Dustin Hoffman won Best Actor at Academy Awards, Best Picture, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Director. And so, they were nominated for 4 others, but those are the ones they won.
Wow. Nice.
Great movie.
Very good. Very good. So in the summer of 1989, this is kind of the blockbuster season. These are a lot of big movies came out this summer. We'll kind of highlight some of the movies. There's some TV shows that were also big too that were also big in the summertime of 1989. But on the big screen, Tim Burton's Batman dominated the summer box office with Prince's soundtrack was just blasting everywhere.
Yeah.
People were lining up around the block for tickets, and everything was Batman. So Steve, this must have been your favorite summer ever, I would imagine.
I remember very well seeing this in the theater for the first time. 100%.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I remember that too.
That changed the superhero uniform forever too, didn't it? Like nothing was the same after that. Every costume was no longer the cotton underoos look, that had the more of the darker leather vinyl type of look, and so completely changed that image. I think for the better. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
It's funny to go back and watch early 80s and 70s superhero shows and seeing them in those like cotton outfits. It's like it doesn't even look.
There's nothing terrifying about that Batman.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, you put the Batmans all together. I mean, definitely the ones of the 70s and the 70s, 60s and 70s. They look like dorks compared to like
totally
80s and 90s. Holy cow. Definitely stepped up their game in the superhero department then in 89. So also there were a number of sequels that came out. 3 of them in particular really gathered a lot of attention. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Great movie.
Yeah, right. That was good. All of those Indiana Jones movies were phenomenal. Ghostbusters 2 came out in the summer of 89, and honestly I don't remember it, so it must not have been that great. I don't think anything was better than the original, of course, but do you guys remember much about Ghostbusters 2, or is it just me?
I watched part of it this past weekend. I just watched for about like 15 minutes, and I was like,
that's the one where
it was towards the end. It's like I was like, I need to watch it over.
It was the Statue of Liberty one, right? Wasn't that the one instead of the Marshmallow Man, the Statue of Liberty became the monster type of deal? Yeah. Wasn't great. But I'll tell you what's interesting about this movie. This is a true story. So I went to go see Ghostbusters 2, and I came out of the movie theater, and someone had stolen my car.
Oh, really?
So, yes.
Really?
I remember I was like, I went to see a ghost, and then I came out, and the car ghosted me. It was pretty funny.
Wow.
So, yeah, I vividly remember coming out of Ghostbusters 2 to have no car. It's the weirdest feeling. Have you all ever car stolen?
No.
Weirdest feeling to walk, and you're like, I know I parked my car right there, and it's not there. So weird. Yeah. Yep,
Did you ever get it back, or is it?
Never did.
Wow.
Oh no.
What type of car was it?
It was a Mercury Topaz Burgundy.
Oh,
yeah. It was gone, man.
War wagon
I'm sure those guys were just sitting back there waiting, and they knew that. Oh yeah, totally right. And they just knew that there's a captive audience, 2.5 hours. They got all sorts of time.
It's a great place to steal a car if I'm a car thief. Because they're going to be gone for at least 2 hours.
Absolutely, you're stuck. So
yeah, huh.
We had a family car. It was a Ford LTD, and somebody tried to steal while we were at a movie as well. But they tried to force the ignition to start and busted out a window. They couldn't get started, and so we lucked out.
That's just because it was a Ford.
I'd rather push a Chevy than drive a Ford here.
I'm sure our listeners are probably saying that in their head, so I just had to give it some voice.
You have to do it.
May
as well.
Yeah. I don't have anything against Ford. I've owned several, but anyway. No. All right. So the other the last sequel that came out summer of 89 was Lethal Weapon 2.
Okay.
All those. I liked all those Lethal Weapon movies. I thought all of them were pretty good.
Yeah.
I was a big consumer of that series, but anyway, it was pretty good.
They were great stuff.
And then Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. We kind of talked a little bit about this movie in the Rick Moranis deep dive that I did, but every kid in America wanted to see themselves zapped down to ant size, and It was a one of a kind movie and one of a kind concept, and
It really was.
when you always kind of step out there on the creative edge, sometimes you find yourself out there by yourself a little bit. But I do think a lot of people like this movie, and I think they shot several of those. There were several sequels after that, like Honey, I Shrunk the Remote, and I don't know, they started shrinking all kinds of stuff. I'm like, all right, guys, we get it. You ran out of ideas.
Well, I'll tell you that at Disney World, they had a ride called Honey, I Shrunk the Audience that was a tie-in to it, and it was great. It was great.
I remember that. Yeah,
great. Yeah, had the whole cast in there and everything. It was good. It was good stuff.
That was cool. I remember that. I remember that one.
So Noel, I know you're a big fan of Rick Moranis. He's coming out of retirement for this Spaceballs 2, right? He officially has announced it, so that's great news.
That is amazing. That is amazing. I'm really glad to see him actually back on the big screen again. I think that'll be awesome. I can't wait to see Spaceballs 2. Like,
me neither.
I'm like a kid going to the theater for that.
No kidding. It's gonna be so great.
We need to go watch it together. We need to do that.
I'm in. I'll be out there.
Yes,
that's
Keith. You're unofficially adopted into DFW already. So
I feel like it. That's fine. By default, I'm a DFW person. That's fine with me. Perfect.
And then on the TV in the summer of '89, everybody was gathered around and watching Full House and Married with Children.
Legendary show, man.
Yeah, you talk about two family focused TV shows, but totally
opposite
different
side of the spectrum.
Totally different. One's wholesome and one not so much. But
man. I still sit down when Married with Children's on just to watch Al Bundy do Al Bundy. Oh my gosh. I can never get enough of that guy. It's just amazing.
No doubt about it.
Legendary.
Yep. And then in the fall of 1989, there were some big hits that were on TV. So this was the premiere of Baywatch. I'm sure you guys
yes, I'm aware
probably
of that
caught an episode or two, or at least the opening scenes. But it wasn't a hit right away. It actually was pretty rough getting out of the starting blocks, but it later became a worldwide phenomenon. Everybody knew who the Hoff was and is, and all that. So
that's awesome. Yeah. That man, that had a following for years.
Yeah.
No kidding. No kidding. And then two other big shows that started too in the fall '89 was Quantum Leap.
Oh yeah, I love that show.
I did too. I thought it was clever and very creative, and some of and I like history stuff, and so like kind of seeing like when he would blast himself into like historical moments, and I was like, oh, this one's gonna be cool. Can't wait to see how we can do this. But that was a really neat show. Kind of a mixture of, well, it was sci-fi, of course, but I like the stories that they told too. Was really, really well done.
Yeah.
Scott Bakula, right? Isn't that who started it? Yeah.
That's right. I forgot the guy's name that was his little magic dude. Yeah, but he was real good. And then the last show that was real big in the fall of '89 on TV was America's Funniest Home Videos launched. This was the premiere. So, and that is still a thing. Like I was they're still on TV. Like it's had a number of different hosts and stuff, of course, but it's they talk about show that's had lasting value. That thing's been on forever, it seems like. But
interesting.
Yeah. And then to finish off the year, so now we're in December of 1989. There were some big time shows that hit TV. So the first one was the premiere of The Simpsons.
Oh, really? Wow.
Golly.
Yeah, December 17th, 1989. I mean,
it's still going, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's still going.
Still going today.
Yeah.
30 years later. I mean, it's incredible. It's still going, but it is. So.
What's funny about that is I remember because it used to be just like the Simpsons character, like Bart Simpson was the thing, right? And it was just like little comic strip animated things. And I was always like, how are they going to make this into a full-fledged TV show? And it's still got material. It's crazy. Crazy.
Amazing. Yeah, they've had every kind of person imaginable has been on there. Like they've had, I remember seeing like some sports stars they've had everybody. The politicians have been on it, all kinds of actors from all different walks of life. It's been pretty cool. But and then the other really big hit that was that started in summer '89 was Seinfeld.
Oh god!
Wow!
They debuted its pilot was debuted in the summer of '89, and you talk about a slow burn. That show started pretty rough, but eventually found their chops and created. I love Seinfeld. Lynn and I watch reruns at night, and she cracks up at the fact I know the one-liners on the show before. Like I can repeat the lines before they even happen. And it's been years since I've watched these episodes, but I can still remember that stuff.
So if I asked you one of your top episodes right now, what would it be?
I love the one where George is on the beach and he's he's acting like he's a marine biologist, and he's sitting down. He's sitting down the show ends with him. Well, there's a beached well and he's out there with a girlfriend and he's acting like a marine biologist because he always had these, he's always trying to impress women with these careers that he never had. And there's a beached whale and somebody's like, is there a marine biologist? And he's like, suddenly he's got to go out and attend to this beached whale. And he gets up on top. He's telling a story to the three of them and in the cafe. You guys seen this episode?
Oh
before?
yeah, 100%. Yes.
Just the way he told that story about finding Kramer's golf ball in the blowhole. Is that a Titleist? Yeah. Hole in one. And I heard the behind the scenes on that, like Larry David who's the executive producer for that, like dropped that on George, like Jason Alexander, like not long before that show started, and said, we have this scene at the very end. You need to come up with, like, you need to tell a story about this. Like, you need to really get into character and stuff. And so they said Jason went off and like for 15, 20 minutes kind of was by himself and then came back and they recorded that. And it was just like,
that's crazy.
Amazing. Like it's one of my favorite shows of favorite episodes by far. But
man,
anyway,
it's
the episode so that Kramer always kill me, but I always love when the Kenny Rogers Roasters was right across the street from his apartment. In that moment where he's in Seinfeld's apartment, then he opens the door to his apartment. It's like he gets hit by this ray of red light, and just he's like, I like watching Kramer outtakes on YouTube. It's man, that's great laughs.
Or one of the episodes too, he had the screen door that he ripped off somebody's house. Like George's dad had the screen door that wasn't working anymore, and so he rips it off his house and he puts the screen door in his front door. And he's got he has all these like wind chimes and all these plants out front, and he's out in his garage in his apartment and stuff. It's so freaking man. He is such an idiot. He's such a goofball.
Perfectly cast. Can't think of a more perfectly cast group.
No kidding, man. They're really funny. I didn't like the way they wrapped that series up. I didn't like the way
it was terrible ending. Oh, it's
horrible. But anyway, great one. So that was in the December of '89, and then also Disney released The Little Mermaid in November, which was the
renaissance of the animation for Disney.
It really was. Yeah, Under the Sea.
Yeah.
And then finally in December of '89, the movie When Harry Met Sally, with all of its one-liners that goes with it. I'll have what she's having.
That's a great movie.
It really is.
If you've never been to Katz's Deli in New York, you need to go.
Yeah,
definitely. Just to say you've been there.
They got a sign right above that table where she does the the fake orgasm, and
That's so great.
the table where I'll have what she's having.
I remember when we were at speaking of Blockbuster, Noel, we had rented that, a bunch of friends of mine, and we had a group come over and hang out at the house. And so we were watching that on our TV, a bunch of guys and girls, right? And so that scene comes on. And you hear Meg Ryan do her thing. And about that time, so we had those, remember those accordion doors that kind of slide open and close.
Yeah.
So between our living room and kitchen, there was one of those. And all I remember is this slow accordion opening and my mom peeking her head out like, what in the world are you all watching? I'll never forget the look on her face. Oh my gosh. All of us just died laughing. It was so funny.
So funny. Well, that's a wrap for TV and movies in 1989. It was
that's good stuff.
a year. There were a year filled with a lot of blockbusters and good sequels, some good, some bad, and then some landmark beginnings. Simpsons, Seinfeld, the America's Funniest Home Videos, Quantum Leap, Baywatch. Roseanne. Just a lot of really good stuff was on the big and small screen too, and really kind of shaped the what am I trying to say? Shaped the culture back in the day, and it was a pretty special year in movies and TV for 89. So that's really good.
It's awesome to see the shows that had a long life, and it's crazy that Simpsons is still going since.
Oh, it blows my mind. Yeah,
unbelievable.
I mean, you think about it. There's been a Quantum Leap that's been remade. Baywatch was turned into a movie with The Rock, right? Yep. And there's it's funny. It's just Indiana Jones still has movies and a video game that just came out last year for it. And so it's crazy to see so many of these. We've talked about this before. They just these were the ideas that were so creative that they're hard to beat, and you'll see it like when we talk, and sports was the same way. A lot of good memories, and you'll see in the technology we're doing too. And then when we start talking about the music in the next one, all of these are kind of turning the corner. It's kind of the end of the 80s and into the next era of things, and not just into the 90s, but just into the next era of life. And look, Little Mermaid. I mean, Disney was struggling until that came out, and that came out, and then bam, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, and it just started. Aladdin, all of those started coming out, and so it's interesting to see this is kind of a turning of the corner, kind of we're closing the chapter on one era of life and turning the corner. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So good stuff, 100%. Noel. Nice job, man.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, yes, 89 was a pretty pivotal year. So in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Anyway. Sounds good, man. It sounds good. Well, I'll be doing the technology next, and then we'll do a mashup of music. Then after that, we've had some opinions and asked some friends of ours about what is some music that's out today that Gen Xers might actually enjoy. I don't know about y'all. Sometimes I have a hard time finding something new that I might actually sink my teeth into. But actually, I've listened to a couple of things that some people have. I'm totally addicted to one group now. Like I can't stop listening to one group. I love them. Can't wait to talk about that. But there's some good music out there if we just have to kind of listen to something, kind of sifting through what the mainstream junk is now. There's some good stuff out there if you can sift through that. So it would be fun to talk about all this in the next couple episodes. So talk to everybody then.
That Noel's prepping for the upcoming Super Bowl, so he's downloaded the Bad Bunny Essential album. So
he's ready for it.
I had no idea that was a singer. I thought it was a shirt company. That shows what I know.
I've seen that Bad Bunny shirt though. I know what you're talking about.
I totally thought that's what it was. I'm like, they're going to give away. They're going to have. When I picture a Bad Bunny T-shirt, they're going to have like those guns, that shoot T-shirts into the crowd. Yeah. I'm like, that seems so boring. But whatever.
That's funny.
I'm so disconnected.
But, we will be ready with listening to this. We'll be able to sing along to Bad Bunny by Super Bowl time.
You know something.
Word
for word.
Yes. So. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.
See you, fellas.
Deuces.
Bye.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in the Gen X Journey podcast belong solely to the hosts and guests and do not necessarily represent the views or opinions of any entity they are associated with. The information provided is for entertainment and informational purposes only and should not be considered professional advice. Listeners are encouraged to seek the advice of qualified professionals for any specific issues they may face. The creators and contributors of this podcast make no representations as to the accuracy, completeness, or validity of any information, and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its use.